Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? I hope that you are having an amazing day. So, the topic that we're going to get into is perfectionists, right? How to manage being a perfectionist. And I think there's many ways that we can really dig into this conversation. We can go as far as like personality type. Do you always like to have things in order and structure? We can go, directions based off of upbringing, lifestyle. I want to hit key points so that as you're watching this video, you know what to do. You know how to manage being a perfectionist. And I have my notebook here because I cannot remember everything. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. What I just shared there with you, I cannot remember everything. It's called vulnerability. At times when we work so hard at being perfect, we want to be able to remember everything. And you see, this essence takes place that when we're working so hard to remember everything, we pull this sense of stress and tension, built by this want and desire to always have everything right, everything perfect, everything exact, controlled, manipulated in the exact way. And it's exhausting. We know that it's exhausting. So that what we try to do then is we try to push against it by increasing our sense of vulnerability. And as a side note, if you want a lot more support on vulnerability to help with this conversation that we're having, check out Brene Brown. She does a lot of work on vulnerability. The other area I want you to look at is looking at failure, looking at not being perfect as a beautiful opportunity. I like to use the term failing forward. So what that means is whenever you fail, whenever you reach a failure or a rejection, and I know that if you're a perfectionist out there, you may be hearing those words like failure or reaction. No, I don't want failure or rejection to be anywhere near me. But what I want you to think about is the beauty that unfolds from failure. When you fail at something, you get to learn. And if you are a perfectionist out there, more than likely you want to learn so that next time you do a better job. Did you catch that? I hope that you caught it, because the essence in that is that whenever we fail, whenever we mess up, we are creating a beautiful opportunity of receiving something new, of learning from our mistakes. So the next time that we try it out, we do a little bit better. The next thing I want you to look at as far as perfectionism is kindness. Being able to be kind to yourself all day long, 24/7. At times when we're a perfectionist, we only show kindness and appreciation or praise to ourselves or towards ourselves whenever things are exact, right? Whenever you turn in that test and you get 100, then you praise yourself. Or whenever you achieve that goal that you have all the way, then you praise yourself. I want you to push against that. Instead, I want you to look at every opportunity. If you got dressed today, praise yourself. If you brush your teeth in the morning, praise yourself. If you held the door for somebody, you guessed it, praise yourself. Now, this conversation, we can go, deep and deep. And I'm going to go a little bit deep, but not too deep, because I don't want us to, have an hour-long conversation on this topic. So something to look at is our definition of perfectionism, being a perfectionist. It can come from upbringing. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you were raised in a house where your parents were strict in order and they expected, a very high level of you. They had an unrealistic expectation. They wanted all A's, A pluses, nothing less than that. They were really strong and tight and structured on you when it came to doing your homework, when it came to excelling in sports or whatever competitive activities you did. So through your upbringing, you started to develop this logic, this idea of, I need to be a perfectionist because I need to meet my parents' expectations. I need to meet the expectations of society. If I don't, then I feel negative. I feel like I have a low self-esteem. I feel that I have no self-worth. I feel that I'm not providing any kind of value to myself or to anyone else. And all of that in context, right? All of this bubble here that I shared with you, it came and developed. It grew from the upbringing, from that experience that I shared with you, hypothetical, that I had with my parents. So then we get to this point in adulthood where we need to pump the brakes. And we need to say, what is my definition of being a perfectionist, right? And I want you to think about that. Give yourself that opportunity. You can have a definition. It doesn't have to be defined by our history. It could stop here, pump the brakes, and then develop a healthy one. Such as, being a perfectionist to me is that I show up and I try my best. And when I mess up or I F up or I fudge up, I learn from no mistakes and I use what I've learned to do better next time. So I hope that in this connection that we shared here today, you're able to move forward in life. You're able to, check some boxes and reduce those walls that you have up when it comes to being a perfectionist. It's so tiring and exhausting to always want to feel that we need to get everything right. Work towards vulnerability, allowing yourself to relax, to learn from your mistakes, to smile and say, you know what, I'm glad I messed up because I get to learn from it. Have an amazing day.